The PocoPhone F2 Pro. You might remember 2 years ago that Poco came out swinging with a super powerful budget phone, priced at just $300. Pretty incredible. This year, with the PocoPhone F2 Pro, Poco has turned down the incredibleness a bit by turning up the price point, sitting right around $500. So it's less of a budget phone this time around, but still worth taking a look at. The F2 Pro does include a case in the box. It's time to find out if this neon blue F2 is durable enough for you. Let's get started. Right off the bat, we see the back panel has the fancy warped light rays centering around the rather large camera cutout. This large circular hole cutout didn't end up working very well for the OnePlus 7T, so hopefully this F2 Pro holds up better. Now, normally when we start with the scratch test, I can kind of tell whether or not the phone includes a plastic screen protector on top. But this time around, seeing scratches at level 3 was surprising. Turns out it was indeed just a screen protector. Once that's out of the way, we can see what the screen is really made from. Remember, plastic starts scratching at level 2 or 3, while glass doesn't start scratching till a 5 or a 6, and sapphire, of course, would be a level 8 or 9. We haven't seen a sapphire smartphone in a really long time, so if you know of one that I should be testing, tell me down in the comments. This Poco F2 Pro scratches at a level 6 with deeper grooves at a level 7. No surprises there. What is surprising, however, is that this $500 phone has no notch or camera cutout to be found anywhere. It's a seamless wall-to-wall display, and looks pretty fantastic. Even the plastic speaker grill slot is super thin, and won't be falling out on its own. But where's the camera? It's motorized. The little guy pops up right out of the top, like a daisy. Poco has even synchronized a little light show with the top edge of the screen, and lines it up with the LED bars on the side of the camera. The lens of the 20 megapixel sensor is made from glass, and doesn't like being scratched very much. Nice move, Poco. It's rare when a phone fights back. The glowy side bits are made from a transparent plastic. The pop-up camera is very secure though. It doesn't jiggle around and I can't pull it up out of the top. The back side of the camera unit is made from plastic. Now, normally when we see smartphones with pop-up cameras like OnePlus or Vivo, they've been tested over 300,000 times. Stepper motors are very consistent and durable little machines. Poco hasn't said exactly how many times they've tested this one, but it does have the anti-drop protection, where it'll retract like a turtle into its shell if it feels the phone falling, which we've seen most other motorized cameras do as well. The sides of the phone are made from aluminum, pretty much the standard for every smartphone these days. It's rare to see anything different. It's the most cost-effective. There is a black plastic buffer layer between the glass screen and the frame of the phone though. You can make some fancy little curlicues with it. The other side is made from metal, along with the red metal accented power button and the metal volume rocker right above that. Very surprisingly though, as we've found to be the case with a lot of mid-range devices, the Poco F2 Pro still has a headphone jack and an IR blaster. Sometimes when you spend less money on a phone, you actually end up getting more features. No complaints here. Down at the bottom we get the normal USB-C port that can charge at 30 watts, and a dual-sided SIM card tray. There is no water resistance rating on this phone because of that pop-up camera, and we'll get back to testing that in just a second. The back of the phone is covered in glass, no wireless charging, but there are 4 cameras. The top left is a 2 megapixel depth sensor, then a 13 megapixel ultra-wide angle on the other side. The bottom right is the 5 megapixel macro camera, and finally a 64 megapixel main camera on the bottom left. Now, one perk of the pop-up camera is that the 6.6 inch screen is totally unobstructed, no camera cutout or notch. It's an AMOLED display with a normal refresh rate of 60 Hz, so definitely not a phone built specifically for gaming, even though it supposedly has a heat pipe inside that does cover 28% of the body. We'll have to check that out during the teardown. The screen lasts about 30 seconds before the pixels go white, but they do eventually recover once the heat's removed. Let's check the durability of this motorized camera some more. In the past, we've knocked it on tables, and the camera still goes up and down just fine. The reason it has that auto retract feature though is that if the camera does accidentally hit something hard enough during a fall, it has the chance of dislodging from its motorized mechanism and breaking. On the third pile drive, that's exactly what happened to this Poco F2 Pro. The camera is very much not moving anymore. Even with the calibration option, it seems to be physically damaged or misaligned. And it's stuck in the raised position. If this lasts longer than 4 hours, we'll probably have to operate. After enough times recalibrating the motor though, it does finally relearn its limits, and seems to mostly be back functioning like normal. Now it's time for the bend test. We haven't had a phone break in a long time, so it was surprising to hear a crack during the first bend. But after glancing over the front and back of the phone, the sound wasn't the front or back glass. So let's keep going. After a few more bends, there is still no structural damage, but this phone is definitely a fighter, attacking once again by pinching my finger. I kinda like the Poco F2 Pro. It survives my durability test. There is a massive international giveaway coming up on my channel with an absurd amount of phones. D-Brand and I will be sponsoring this giveaway, which means it'll be simple and very much available worldwide, just because you guys are awesome. So get ready for that. I'll post a video here on my channel about it, so you won't miss it. Also, here's an inside tease of the Poco F2 Pro. My teardown skin is linked down in the video description. It's quite possibly one of my favorites so far. And finally, if for some reason you want to see an electric Tesla off-roading across an Alaskan snowfield, I'll leave a link for that video as well down in the video description. Come hang out with me on Instagram and Twitter before Trump deletes it, and thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.